It's a curious thing, isn't it? The way we often overlook the very things that keep us alive, the very things that sustain us, and yet, in our daily lives, we find ourselves surrounded by choices that can lead us down a path of destruction. I want to talk about 10 foods that, while they may tantalize our taste buds, can wreak havoc on our heart health. It's not just about the immediate satisfaction they provide. It's about the long-term consequences that we often ignore in our quest for convenience and pleasure. Let's start with rice. Ah, rice, the staple of so many diets around the world. It's comforting, filling, and versatile. But what many don't realize is that white rice, stripped of its nutrients, can spike blood sugar levels, leading to insulin resistance over time. It's like a ticking time bomb, quietly waiting to unleash its chaos on your body. Sure, it fills your stomach, but at what cost? The heart doesn't take kindly to those sugar spikes. It's a slow erosion of health, one bowl at a time. Then there's bread. The smell of freshly baked bread wafting through the air can be intoxicating. But let's talk about the kind of bread most people consume: white bread, laden with refined flour and devoid of fiber. It's a carbohydrate-heavy food that can lead to inflammation and weight gain, both of which are detrimental to heart health. We spread our butter or margarine on it, thinking we're indulging in a simple pleasure, but we're really just setting ourselves up for a future filled with regret. The heart, that tireless organ, deserves better than to be burdened by our choices. And oh, alcohol. The social lubricant, the celebratory drink, the way we unwind after a long day. It's so easy to overlook the damage it can do. Moderate consumption might not seem harmful, but the line between moderation and excess can blur quickly. Alcohol can raise blood pressure, contribute to weight gain, and lead to a host of other health issues that ultimately affect the heart. It's a seductive trap, one that lures us in with promises of relaxation and fun, but it can leave us with a heavy price to pay. Now, let's dive into the world of ultra-processed foods. These are the items that line the shelves of our grocery stores, brightly packaged and marketed to us as convenient solutions to our busy lives. But they come at a cost. Filled with additives, preservatives, and unhealthy fats, ultra-processed foods can lead to inflammation and obesity. They're engineered to be addictive, making it all too easy to consume them in excess. And as we indulge, we're not just filling our bellies, we're sabotaging our heart health. It's a betrayal of our bodies, a choice that seems harmless in the moment but has far-reaching consequences. Fast food is another culprit in this narrative. The allure of a quick meal, the ease of drive-thrus, the promise of instant gratification. But beneath that shiny exterior lies a world of unhealthy fats, sodium, and sugar. Fast food is designed to be cheap and convenient, but it's a recipe for disaster when it comes to heart health. The high levels of trans fats and sodium can lead to high cholesterol and hypertension. It's a vicious cycle, one that keeps us coming back for more, even as we know it's not what our bodies need. We're caught in a whirlwind of convenience, sacrificing our health for a moment of satisfaction. Seed oils are another hidden danger lurking in our kitchens. Often marketed as healthy alternatives, these oils are highly processed and can be detrimental to heart health. They contain high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammation when consumed in excess. We drizzle them on our salads, sauté our vegetables in them, and think we're making healthy choices. But the truth is, these oils can disrupt the delicate balance of our body's fatty acids, leading to a cascade of health issues that can affect our hearts. It's a deceptive trap, one that many fall into without even realizing it. Fried foods. Oh, where do I even begin? The crunch, the flavor, the satisfaction of biting into something crispy. But the reality is that frying food adds a layer of unhealthy fats that can elevate cholesterol levels and contribute to heart disease. Whether it's fried chicken, French fries, or donuts, the act of frying transforms these foods into heart health hazards. It's a moment of indulgence that can lead to a lifetime of regret. We often think we can indulge just this once, but those just once moments add up, creating a mountain of unhealthy choices that weigh heavily on our hearts. And speaking of donuts, let's not forget about them. These sugary, fried confections are the epitome of indulgence, but they come with a hefty price tag. Loaded with sugar and unhealthy fats, donuts can lead to weight gain and increased cholesterol levels. They're a sweet temptation that can derail even the best intentions. It's easy to grab one on the go, to treat ourselves after a long week, but each bite is a step away from heart health. It's a momentary pleasure that can lead to long-term consequences, and yet, we find ourselves drawn to them time and time again. Sugar, the sweet poison that permeates our diets. It's in everything, from our morning coffee to our evening snacks. We crave it, we seek it out, and we often consume it without a second thought. But sugar is a silent killer when it comes to heart health. It can lead to weight gain, increased triglycerides, and inflammation. It's a substance that can hijack our cravings and lead us down a path of poor choices. We often think we can handle it, that we can indulge in moderation, but the reality is that sugar is insidious. It sneaks into our diets in ways we don't even realize, and before we know it, we're caught in a cycle of dependence that can be hard to break. So, here we are, faced with a reality that's hard to swallow. The foods that bring us comfort and joy can also be the very things that destroy our heart health. It's a paradox, a struggle between pleasure and well-being. We live in a world that celebrates indulgence, that glorifies convenience, and yet, we must navigate these choices with care. It's not about deprivation, it's about understanding the impact of our choices and making informed decisions. We have to ask ourselves, what do we want for our bodies? What do we want for our hearts? It's a question that requires reflection, a moment of pause in our busy lives. We can still enjoy food, still find pleasure in what we eat, but we must do so with intention. We can choose whole grains over white rice, opt for whole grain bread instead of refined flour, and savor the occasional glass of wine rather than relying on alcohol as a crutch. We can embrace fresh, whole foods and steer clear of ultra-processed options. We can make conscious choices about the oils we use, opting for healthier alternatives that nourish rather than harm. It's about balance, about finding a way to enjoy life without sacrificing our health. It's about recognizing that our choices today will shape our tomorrows. We have the power to change our narratives, to rewrite our stories in a way that prioritizes our well-being. It's not an easy journey, but it's one worth taking. Our hearts deserve it, and so do we. So, as we navigate this world filled with tempting options, let's do so with awareness. Let's be mindful of what we put into our bodies, understanding that every bite has the potential to either nourish or harm. Let's choose foods that support our heart health, that fuel our bodies, and that bring us joy without the heavy burden of regret. It's a journey, a commitment to ourselves, and it starts with the choices we make every single day. Let's choose wisely, for our hearts depend on it.